And as you grind the coffee, you have to ensure that it fits into the portafilter. You try to level it. This is a tamper. You do a gentle tamping, and this is only done with baristas.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I can't do that as well.
You can't do that. So you come on the machine, you flush the group head to remove the burnt coffees. You insert the portafilter at an angle of 45. Immediately, you press the extraction button to extract the coffee. And the coffee has to flow like honey. Those small bubbles that you're seeing, they show the effervescence of coffee. And this comes out as a result of degassing coffee for 48 hours. After that, you have to stop. You swallow the cup, and the drink that I've made, it's called espresso. It is the concentrated coffee with distinct aromas extracted under pressure using an espresso machine at a meter gauge of 9 bars. When I'm extracting, this meter has to come up to 9 here to show that the pressure is enough. After that, then this is the basic of all coffee drinks. You can't make a perfect coffee beverage without extracting espresso at first. So then you go to the milk course. I'm going to make a cappuccino out of this.
Yeah, we have milk. There is milk.
Okay. So we are going to have a cappuccino. A cappuccino, we have the aerations. And after aerating, you raise up the pitcher to flush the bubbles. You clean the steam one. This is all about hygiene as a barista. You hold the cup very well. You mix. You mix. As you're mixing, you stack, and I'm making a tulip. You raise up, you cut through. After raising up and cutting through, you hit the cup down like 3 times to remove the small bubbles on top. That's how we make a cup of cappuccino.
Oh my God.
Big up to all of you. And I would like to say something.
Okay.
This is very amazing. This is the team that I work with. She's a young lady, and everyone is excited about her.
Okay.
He's my friend, and before they introduce themselves, Inspire Coffee Africa has made young Ugandans to come out with their talents like the way I've done this.
I must say, I like your enthusiasm when you're speaking about coffee, and even as you blend for us a cup of coffee, I can see that you enjoy what you're doing. But I have a question. You know, sometimes someone can be good at making something, but not at consuming it. Do you consume coffee?
I consume coffee, and I'm a fan of espresso because of the natural flavors that I need. The espresso has organic taste. It has the chocolate flavors because our coffee is grown in the areas of tropical, of Cancer and tropical of Capricorn. That's why I like espresso. Yeah.
I have a lady here. He said that everyone should be excited and look out for her. Good morning. What's your name?
Good morning. Names of Mary. Yeah.
Mary, how long have you been a barista?
I'm like a student. 2 months.
So what inspired you into choosing being a barista over being a chef and all these other areas that you could have been involved in?
Like I have my mentor, my uncle. He's a UCDA member. So he always like tells me about his passionate stories about the love for coffee. So I get motivated and inspired.
And so far so good. Do you love it?
100.
Thank you so much, Mary. I will just say hello to a gentleman here before we move on.
Yeah, by the names I'm called Richard Ngolet. Actually, I'm very, very proud to be in such an innovative program. I would like to thank, my great thanks go to the CEO Inspire Africa. Actually, it's because of him, that's why I am here. Because we are among the first baristas he produced when Inspire started. So I'm very, very glad to be with him here. Very happy, and you're almost welcome.
Thank you so much. Okay. So we are moving on with our conversations, and I'm going to be joining the vision bearer, the man who started all of this. And this is quite an exciting moment for me, but it should also be for you, because I have seen many young people here today, and all of them are singing the same praises, speaking about the same person. So who is this man that is changing the livelihoods of many young Ugandans? Join us as I speak to him right about now. Good morning.
Good afternoon, I guess.
It's already afternoon.
It should be good afternoon.
How are you?
Very well, thank you.
I'm so glad to sit down with you today, and I've talked to different young people right here, and all of them are singing your praises. And for me, that is something that I look forward to, and I'm like, this is a person we should be speaking to. But let's start from the beginning. Inspire Africa, and then Africa Coffee Park. You are a man of many talents. How did you start all of this?
Big question. Big question. But I think, let me say this. Like I said, Inspire Africa Coffee, I earlier mentioned before, it was about my mom inspiring me for her low value in the coffee she sold at 4,200 a kilo. And while in the United States, I found that same coffee being sold for over $70 a kilo. And that's what inspired me. It's not a big, great deal for what you're saying. That inspiration sparked into my mind that many around the world, around Uganda, like my mom, the local woman that we are celebrating today and saying needs a better price and value for her coffee, it's what has sparked all this that you see at the Africa Coffee Park. So I don't think it's about any special recognition or talent. It's by passion and commitment for the hope of the African Renaissance, for the hope of the African race, for the hope of the African people, and inspiration that we can do this by ourselves. And we can't wait for nobody to do it for us, but to take action now. And that's why you saw today at the Africa Business Forum, starting with the Barista Championships, seeing those young people now not saying, can we support the young people in harvesting the coffee, in being in the garden? These are young people who have studied food science, electrical engineers, mechanical engineers, name them, food, biochemical, name all races that are here today of what products you've seen. And this is where we want to inspire Africa to go, inspire Uganda to go. We've been getting less than $1 billion in our coffee, as it has become a song to our President Museveni, and say, value addition, value addition, value addition. So what does this mean? That the African race, the young people, must take this up, embrace it, act, do it. And that's what you're going to even more see today at the Africa Coffee Park and in the Business Forum unfolding.
Okay. Now, there is a question that many people have been wondering about, and I'm sure you already have an idea about it. Many people are saying Ntungamo is not a coffee hub in terms of production, but we have the coffee park here. Why? What inspired the erection, the construction of the coffee park here and not elsewhere in Uganda, where we know that these are the fertile grounds where coffee is the cash crop?
Number one, I want to really demystify the fact that coffee to me is not a cash crop. Coffee is a beverage.
Okay.
And the reason why African people and Ugandan we've kept getting less value is thinking that coffee is a cash crop. You've seen different types of products like cosmetics, the cold brews, the different types of products that we have here at Inspire Africa. And therefore I want you to tell everyone around the world, around Uganda, that we should scrap that crap in our curriculum, wherever it is, that coffee is a cash crop. That starts to danger our minds when we are thinking that coffee is a cash crop. Number two, the biggest roastery is in Seattle, Starbucks.
There is no coffee farm.
Never seen any single plant in Seattle. Germany earns $65 billion out of coffee. I've never seen a single plant of coffee. I have seen thousands and thousands plants of coffee in Ntungamo. So the petty talk by Ugandans where the plant is should not suffice. What should suffice? How much tonnage, how much jobs are we going to create? How much change and transformation are we going to create? But also to remind you, actually, one of the best top good coffees come from Ntungamo, of high outturn. But also let me to mention and also educate our masses. Here at wherever the plant would be, it's not about the Ntungamo coffee. We get our coffee from Kapchorwa, we get our coffee from Zombo, even DRC. The client, the consumer, it's about the quality, the blend of coffee they want. And therefore, as Ugandans, where the coffee plant is should not care. But also, let me give this more clarity. This vision started on my dad's land. I was grown here, I was grown up here, I was born here, and this vision started from here. So from a spiritual point of view, as a Christian, I think the God we serve, who is the Almighty God, mentioned to me and told me, you must start this dream here and complete it.
I like that you have demystified what has been being said about the plant being in Ntungamo. That's very telling. But now, one last question. The marathon. Tell us about the rationale of the marathon and the proceeds that will come from it. What are they intended to do?
Number one, the coffee marathon this is going to be the first one, the inaugural one. We're building an international coffee marathon sport for the first one for Ugandans to export all over the world. We believe that by the 5th marathon, we can be able to compete with other marathons like London Marathon, Boston Marathon, New York Marathon. So the coffee marathon is expected to attract everyone in the world to come and run for that good cup of coffee. What a better theme and actionable theme that we have this time, which is the uplifting the rural woman out of poverty. That is why we're going to be running tomorrow, and all the proceeds is going to start a coffee fund, which is going to be starting to be accessed by that rural woman to get a better life, to transform their life. And that's what the Africa Coffee Park, Inspire Africa, stands for: real transformation.
Thank you so much, sir. It's been a pleasure having this conversation with you, and I'm waiting to see you in the business forum when it kicks off.
Thank you so much.
Well, we've been speaking to the vision bearer for Africa, Coffee Inspire Africa, and you have seen the many products that they have, and also he has helped us understand the reason behind the coffee park being situated in Ntungamo. He did say that it doesn't matter where it is located, where the coffee plant is located. What matters are the products that come out of that coffee plant. So coffee can be ferried into Uganda from DRC, from different parts of Uganda, and at the end of the day, what matters are the products. You're still watching Uganda Broadcasting Corporation. edition, and we are coming to you live from the Africa Coffee Park in Ntungamo.
My Lord Bishop and other religious leaders present, representatives from government MDAs, distinguished investors and financiers, the district leadership, captains of innovation and industry, representatives from the Fourth Estate, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. I will deliver this speech on behalf of the Honorable Minister for Science and Technology, Dr. Monica Msenero-Masanza, who could not be here but is here with you in spirit, and I will deliver it verbatim. Abantungamo murileje. She says, I stand before you today not as Uganda's Minister of Science and Technology, but as a proud African witnessing history unfold. As I entered this magnificent Africa Coffee Park, which is a marvel of architecture and engineering in its own right, I saw a living emblem of Africa's renaissance in value addition. A bold testament that although Africa has for long slumbered, it has finally woken up. This is a tectonic shift in Africa's economic narrative led by our highly enterprising young people. As you may know, this facility has been established through a public-private partnership between the government of Uganda and the Inspire Africa Group. On the side of government, our champion is His Excellency the President, whose relentless belief in science, technology, and innovation, or STI, as engines of socio-economic transformation, has laid the foundation for such audacious initiatives. Through the visionary leadership of the President, STI has now moved from being just a mere policy aspiration to a national doctrine. As HE has reminded us time and again, Germany earns more from coffee than the entire African continent combined. Let that sink in. It doesn't grow a single coffee tree, but it earns more from coffee. Matter of fact, in 2023, Germany earned $27 billion from the coffee industry. On the contrary, Africa earned $3.6 billion in 2022. This is a profound disappointment. You can say the same about the entire knowledge economy, the pharmaceuticals, which we have christened the pathogen economy, the automotive industry, artificial intelligence and other frontier technologies, industrial automation. And these are sectors where we have been mere spectators, but we are slowly gaining traction, and some of the fruits are visible in the exhibition at this forum. Specifically with the German example, His Excellency aims to arouse holy anger, challenging African countries to move beyond mere export of raw coffee beans and invest in entire coffee value chain, including processing, branding, local consumption, and export to capture a greater share of the global coffee market's value. And today at the Africa Coffee Park, we are responding. I also want to thank Mr. Nelson Tugume for being an innovation champion. Mr. Tugume was crazy enough to dream, and as Steve Jobs once said, the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do. Mr. Tugume is of such a breed. He has been in the trenches for long, firmly believing that we can do more with our coffee, and today we are beginning to witness these fruits. But let us be clear, this is not just Uganda's story, this is Africa's moment. This is Africa's moment. The global market, from the Balkans, to the Gulf states, to Asia, to mainland Europe, to Russia, is ready for value-added coffee. And we are ready. Uganda is primed for this moment. But truly seize it, certain levers must be activated. First, we need catalytic patient financing, affordable patient capital that understands that value chains are not built in quarters, but in decades. This is a conversation that we must have with our finance institutions, because many of our promising innovation-driven enterprises are at risk of going under, saddled by insurmountable debts due to an unsupportive financial ecosystem. Second, we must localize our innovation ecosystems. We must develop high-grade packaging industries, smart logistics, artificial intelligence-powered traceability, automated production lines, rigorous research and development that splices our products at molecular level, and green energy roasting plants, among others. Not imported solutions. We cannot be mere players in global markets. We must be strategic. Let me put it bluntly. Africa has grown coffee for centuries, but someone else has been sipping the profits, and this must change. Ladies and gentlemen, in the grand scheme of things, this is not merely about coffee. It is a prototype for how Africa must industrialize, moving from extractive commodity cycles to circular, innovation-driven economies. Our national ambition is, and this is the so-called qualitative leap, it is to grow our gross domestic product tenfold from our current $55 billion to $550 billion by 2040. And this will not be driven by raw exports, but by value capture, brand equity, and industrial integration. We can easily create authentic, sustainable, high-value African brands that can break into the Fortune Global 500. Although today there is none, I'm a firm believer that the Inspire Africa group is on this path. And I can say the same about Day Biopharma, whose CEO, Mr. Matthias Magola, I see in the room as well. Finally, I must state how critical investment in innovation is for our economic sovereignty as a continent. The Africa Coffee Park is therefore not just a facility, it is a signal to the world that Uganda and Africa are open for business. High-value business, impactful business, future-facing business. So let us move with urgency, with unity, and with unmatched ambition, with all hands on deck, because the world is not waiting. We must leverage the first mover advantage. Uganda is ready, Africa is ready. Let us conquer the global market, one quality value-added product at a time, for God and my country. And with that, it is my pleasure on behalf of the Honorable Minister to declare this Africa Business Forum open. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Muichirize. Dr. Muichirize is the Superintendent Industrial Value Chain Development at STI, the Secretariat of Science, Technology and Innovation, and he was representing the Minister, Honorable Senero. At this point, we are going to get into our first panel. Our first panel is going to be on financing innovation and value addition in Africa. But before I call upon my panelists, I would like to invite I'd like to invite Martin Mohanji from Uganda Investment Authority to give his keynote address that will usher us into our first panel. Mr. Mohanji, you're welcome. A round of applause for him. Let's make him feel welcome. Thank you.
The government officials present, my Lord the Bishop, distinguished invited guests, the private sector community, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, allow me to take this opportunity to thank His Excellency the President of the Republic of Uganda, the government, officials, and Inspire Africa management and the board for answering government's call for agro-value addition. The processing of coffee locally will reduce the waste, it will create jobs, and above all, it will improve the livelihoods of Ugandans, and that is the inspiration and the aspirations of the National Development Plan 4, the Vision 2040, and the NRM Manifesto. It supports government strategy for accessing domestic, regional, continental, and global markets. So it is with this immense pride and excitement that I stand before you as we participate in this business forum. This is another milestone in Uganda's journey to become a global coffee leader. This project is not a factory, but a testament that our commitment to innovation, value addition, job creation, quality improvement, and above all, it's empowering our local communities. Now allow me, I go to the real topic that they called me to discuss or to present, and that is the role of Uganda Investment Authority in promoting innovation, industrialization, and value addition. UIA's approach to promoting innovation, industrialization, and job creation underscores its commitment to Uganda's socio-economic development, with the main role being to promote, facilitate, to provide aftercare, to license and permit such investments. And I'm glad to inform you that when Mr. Nelson Tugume came to my office seeking for an investment license, I gave Inspire Africa the investment license in 1 hour. Secondly, I wrote an email to His Excellency the Ambassador, the UN Permanent Representative, and His Excellency Ambassador Adonia Yavar in America, introducing Mr. Nelson Tugume to promote the Ugandan coffee in the different cities in the United States of America. And the ambassador responded and gave him a store, and he did promote in 7 days Uganda's coffee. Those are big milestones. Now allow me to highlight key notable achievements that have been scored in partnership and collaboration with other government agencies to promote private sector like this one of Inspire Group Africa. On the industrialization front, what has UAE achieved? UAE had a target of 12 industrial and business parks to accomplish in the third National Development Plan. And I'm glad to report to you that 12 industrial business parks are currently operational, both public and private, hosting 447 industries, 60% of which are owned by domestic investors. Key among these industries include Namanve, Ruzira, Mbare, Bweyogerere, Mbarara, Jinja, Soroti, Kashari, Masindi, MMP Buikwe, and Kasese. These parks support manufacturing, agro-processing, pharmaceuticals, textiles, and construction materials, among others, with total investment values exceeding United States billion. This has greatly reduced the import bill and boosted our exports. Second, UAE, in partnership with local government, have mobilized land across the country to support 663 domestic investors that we have licensed at Uganda Investment Authority in 4.5 years. The authority provides critical infrastructure like roads, power, water, and sewage, which in effect lowers the costs of production and enhances Uganda's investment competitiveness. UAE has embarked on transitioning of traders and manufacturing to create more jobs, increase the tax base, and increase the exports under the tenfold strategy. To date, 105 traders have been facilitated to access tax incentives, affordable financing, and standards and certifications, including access to machinery for investments. And above all, UAE gives permits in less than 24 hours. Under innovation and value addition, as a component of increasing and promoting investments, in 2023, UAE developed and launched small and medium portal. This is a portal. It currently hosts 2,978 SME investors with the innovative interventions done to date. These innovations include the marketplace, where domestic investors can sell their products globally under 24/7. A registry to support SME, support raw materials for value addition. 4, a registry of business development services to support SMEs access services such as technologies and machinery. Lastly, in order to improve traceability and visibility of SMEs, UAE enables investors to allocate SMEs geographically and track the sources of raw materials. Allow me to finally talk about the one-stop center. In 2016, the government of Uganda, through the cabinet, formed the one-stop center, and UAE has been operationalizing the one-stop center. We now have agencies like Registration Services Bureau, agencies to deal with tax, agencies which are handling work permits and immigration support, that is the Directorate of Citizenship and Immigration Control, to give work permits to foreigners. We have land to verify land that is given to investors. We have utility companies like the UEDCL, water, and NEMA. We also have investor aftercare services that are run by Uganda Investment Authority. All these agencies have timelines of serving investors, and these service standards are there to ease the business environment. Finally, allow me to talk about the job creation. UIA has significantly contributed to job creation through foreign direct investments and domestic investments, and SME support. SME means small and medium enterprises. Key achievements: 690,000 jobs are expected to be delivered, and to this note, I can inform you that currently we have 100